But you follow. You said you want to come to the field and clear stones with me.
I do.
Which is something I've not allowed in the past. Only my dog is allowed to come with me.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be scared. I've told Poppy that anything is allowed, that all the rules of society are redundant, that anything can happen. She assumes that, I'm going to kill her. I'm not going to. She's in danger, but she's not going to be killed. So she's scared to come up.
I'm definitely going to be killed.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll be good for
fine.
It'll be good for all of our podcasts.
Yeah,
Your podcast will go through the roof.
Yeah. She gets murdered in this one. How would you murder me?
Well,
come on. Andy's gone. Just tell me.
I'm not. Again, I've never tried murdering someone, so I don't know whether I would like it or not. That feels to me a moral line I don't want to cross. Mainly for fear. If you did it and you liked it.
I don't know. Would you bash me over the head with a stone?
I think I would do it, and I would feel. I once had a mouse that was running around my kitchen when I lived in Clapham. This is years ago, and I was a vegetarian at the time. And I'm very queasy about animals anyway in the house. And I was scared, but I didn't want to harm the mouse, so it was under the spice rack, so I threw some cumin at it, and then I put a board up in front of the spice rack so it couldn't get out, so my flatmate could deal with it. My flatmate was away for the weekend. So that was on Friday, so my flatmate came back on Monday. So because I didn't want to be cruel to this mouse and kill it, I left it with cumin in its face underneath the spice rack. It had some cumin to eat, I guess. But,
oh my God.
Basically, it was still just about alive when my flatmate took it outside to release it. And he said he released it into the wild, but he didn't. He stamped on it.
Richard,
because I had to put it out of his misery. And I feel still very guilty. Not so guilty that I'm not turning it into a mild joke. But I feel in my heart, I feel very guilty about the death of that mouse. So I think if I were to kill you, Poppy, that I would feel quite bad about it. Just for you're very, very funny, and you seem a nice young woman. And the comedy, it'd be like killing. Don't you think, like with Mark Chapman killing John Lennon? It's very sad, the human tragedy and losing a life, but all the art that has also been destroyed in that.
I'm glad you're comparing me to John Lennon.
There you go. I think that all the art I would destroy.
Are you going to chuck cumin in my face?
That's what I'll do. A different spice. Different spice for a human. Yeah. I think for a human, maybe some kind of hot chili.
Oh no! It's going to burn terribly before you.
I think cumin would probably, and a mouse eye would probably not be a good combination. It would have tasted delicious if I'd just chosen that moment to renounce my vegetarianism.
I got asked at school, they did a philosophical question to the class where they were like, if you were on an island with a chicken, would you kill it?
Yeah.
And I said, I'd bury it up to its neck in sand, and then I'd let the sea come in, and I'd just stand at the other side of the island. I thought that was the best answer. Yeah. Everyone was completely freaked out.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They're really scared.
Yeah.
It's like 7.
Well, by trying to be too nice, you were actually much, much worse. So I tortured a mouse unnecessarily and gave it a terrible end of life experience out of a feeling that I had to be nice to animals. Absolutely. So the hypocrisy of it is what
you should have stamped on it right.
Whereas burying a chicken, I think it would escape that, wouldn't it? It would get out.
It's horrible. It's like a snuff film.
How would you kill me, Poppy, if you were going to kill me? One of us is going to die on this field. Only one of us can return.
I don't know. There's
a lot of stones there. Is the only this thing. So you
got good. If I grabbed your hair and then I smashed you down onto my knee.
Wow. Okay. No. I've got a moral problem with this, Poppy. I think I should be the one who's scared. I did tell you I want to be buried under one of my cairns. That's my wish. Is I'm buried under the main cairn I've created on my field. It's like a pyramid, like a quite shit pyramid. And I've told my wife this, and I don't think she's on board.
She ain't into it.
So if you could kill me and bury me under that cairn, I'll show you the cairn.
I'll smash, because they say if you smash someone's nose up, then it goes into their brain. So that would be quite a quick.
Okay. You want to be quick. That's nice. At least you want to be quick. There is some humanity. You're not burying me up to my neck and waiting for me to drown.
I'm not chucking spices in your eyes. Doing shit like that.
So you can see it's a good podcast. This is a little taste of that podcast. What were you doing? Like you got into. I know you from podcasts. Were you doing stand up before the podcast? Were you doing it? How did you get from being in Louth and being dressed as a dog, to appearing in podcasts? And the first podcast you did with a couple of big name comedians. How did that come about?
That came.
I'm allowed to talk about how that started because I know we're not necessarily allowed to talk about how it ended.
Well, okay. It came about. I'm trying to think. I moved to London to become an animator.
Yes.
Which was fun. So I worked at a company that taught people Spanish through cat videos. So there's about 8 cats in the studio, and then we'd fling them up against the green screen. Not anything horrible, or not like the mouse thing. And then like my landlord that was there at the studio, because I was kind of staying over at the time, he just brought back David Icke one day.
Okay.
Which was really confusing, and I don't really know why that happened, and so that was going on, and I was like, this is really stressful, because I was kind of living in the studio as well, so I had to like step over David Icke like quite a few days.
So
like
David
while he was
Icke was sleeping in the studio.
He's sleeping on the floor.
So what year? This is like 2000 something. This is.
I think it was about 15 years ago.
Right. So he was this when he was in the, because he's quite a rich man now.
Yeah.
Was this just post the Wogan thing when things were looking bad for him? He was sleeping on the floor of an animation studio with some cats.
That was like in the 70s. This was like. No,
it wasn't in the 70s. It was in the 70s.
I don't know what he'd been to. So my landlord had gone to a DMT retreat. Do you know what that is?
No, tell me.
So
DMT. Okay.
So DMT is that a drug. I think it's like the thing in your brain that releases just before you die.
Okay.
So they've like manufactured it as a drug.
Okay.
And they were having a good time, a little like party in Turkey. And my landlord had gone. I'm probably going to have to edit all this out. my landlord had gone to Turkey to go to this DMT retreat, and him and David Icke met each other, and they were like, "Yes, oh my god, we can talk to aliens. This is amazing." And my landlord was just like, "Come back and live at the studio."
Okay.
We're all trying to do the cat app thing, so we're like, fuck's sake, I can't deal with this as well.
Could you have used David Icke to teach people Spanish in some way?
That would have been a lot more effective than the cats, because that bombed big time.
Yeah.
And then my landlord was like, okay, for David Icke's birthday, we're going to have a big DMT party, and we're going to invite all the scholars from around the world to show them that we can speak to aliens. It's going to be amazing. And they didn't realise that because they'd done so much DMT at this retreat, that on David Icke's birthday, David Icke and my landlord, it just didn't work for them. So all these scholars had this amazing time, and they were like, oh my God, yeah, we're talking to aliens. And David Icke and my landlord were just like, this is fucking awful. Like, it's not working. So yeah, that was fun. And then from there, I just, I don't know, I started running comedy gigs, and then I was just... And then I was just like, I might do this myself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, DMT probably is a one-time deal, isn't it? If it's the thing that's released in your brain when you die.
Yeah.
Their brains think that they're dead.
They wrung it out, yeah. So would you try it in the field with me?
No.
Why?
Because I've got children.
So?
I'm an old man.
David Icke is an old man.
I know, I don't want to end like fucking David Icke. There's enough mental middle-aged comedians out there for me to not have to join them. I don't really like doing. I never was into doing drugs.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even like a little, like some weed.
I didn't. I did a little bit of everything.
Did you smell it earlier?
I did. I smelled it in earlier when it's and it was nice, wasn't it? I mean, you can walk around London and that smell is, or any city now, the whole city smells of weed. Yeah. I've done 2 cocaines.
2, yep.
I've done 1 magic mushrooms, but a lot.
Yeah. Oh.
And too many, because I thought, this is nice. It just makes you feel a bit relaxed. So I kind of ate the whole lot. I was wrong about that. That's why I don't want to do anything else. And I've smoked some marijuanas.
Oh yeah. A couple of marijuanas.
Had a few marijuanas.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of heroin and crack. I've got a crack bait backstage if you want some crack.
Oh, you had some crack backstage.
I don't like doing drugs. Don't like doing soft drugs.
We could take some crack tonight.
I think like I actually the last time I smoked, I smoked something quite strong and I started getting very paranoid.
Yeah, I didn't like
I didn't like the feeling of. And then I thought, why have I felt so weird for the last 2 years? Oh, was it because I was smoking marijuana? Oh, that would probably be it. So I stopped doing it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can't remember
also,
how we got.
Smoking's very bad for you.
We won't do any of this in your field then.
It's not about what I was telling you is that you reach a natural high out in the field.
Oh, yeah.
Where you don't need any drugs because the drugs, your brain will create their own drugs and you'll see Morlocks and babies riding horses.
It sounds
and Judy
horrible.
Murray. So I saw Judy Murray out there. Andy Murray's mum. She was on the. Do you remember that one, Dave? Yeah.
I don't want to go to the field anymore.
If you thought it was just going to a field to take drugs, it's going to a field to move some stones around. If you want any other kind of enjoyment, it's not going to happen. I'm very focused on the stones.
On the stones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that. Yeah.
Okay. It's not about getting stoned. It's about moving stones. That's the second pun That's the second pun.
That's
for
great.
you. I'm doing these for you. I knew you'd like them.
Oh, you've got so little notes in your notebook.
I know. I've got because
like
I knew everything. Poo. I just put poo. This. I knew everything would be fine.
Yeah.